Hey YouTube, coming at you with my second and last Hisui Cup team. I got to 29-33 with this team, and then I lost basically some against like 3 or 4 legends in a row, either hard counter teams or just being outplayed, quite honestly. But Bastiodon, Drifblim, Gastrodon. So I think that Drifblim, Gastrodon are like 2 of the best Pokemon in this meta right now. I mentioned in my first video when I did the team, I said Toxicroak and Empoleon are great, but they're both weak to ground. And hello, Gastrodon as a mud slap Pokemon in this meta. So between all the steals with Bastiodon, Empoleon, Lucario, the poisons and Toxicroak, like it has a lot of play, and it's just good in general in neutral matchups. With the mud slap, you're obviously gonna have a bit of problems with flyers and water, ground being very weak to grass, like Cresselia, something like that would just one shot you with the grass move. Or a Shadow Abomasnow with Razor Leaf, which I ran into. That was fun. So covered that with, so I had Drifblim because I also think that like cover your like immediate like flyer weakness with having Icy Wind. And then Bastiodon, like I think it was just because I have like basically I have two answers in the back for any counter user in this meta realistically. Drifblim, Gastrodon. So I'm like, Bastiodon has the tankiness overall, and I am seeing more Drifblims as well, so maybe it has play. And it does, but obviously it can get really beat up real fast. So bad lead. Drifblim is your safe swap. I think Gastrodon can be a safe swap as well. I like using Drifblim. I just feel like you have a lot of moves to throw at your opponents. They go straight Blaze Kick, and then they come their own Drifblim, which is interesting because I'm really far ahead on energy. So I bait once, get the Icy Wind, I get to the Shadow Ball. Like as those of you who've been watching my channel for a while, my theory is take him out or grab the second shield, and that is exactly what I do. So I take them out, and they're like, I misplayed that, and they're out of here. So Drifblim, Bastiodon, this is good. Oh wait, another poison. I mentioned in my first video, there's a ton of Drapion skunks out there. So Gastrodon is like really, really, really strong in this meta right now. These mud slaps do, I was gonna say slap. They really, really add up because it's such a hard hitting move. So yeah, it's pretty good. Obviously the Drifblim's gonna come back in and just probably. I don't know if they'll farm all the way down. Probably throw like right around here. They'll let this go. The win condition is just like get to 100 energy, potential win condition. I'm pretty sure I hard counted this team. Okay, full farm down. That's one. Yeah. The problem is you're now throwing a shadow ball, stab, good move. Bastiodon, tanky AF, like just laughs that off. And then Toxicroak, yeah, I don't even really need to worry about. Even if I had Shadow Ball, I can just outpace with Hex Icy Wind and just go like Icy Wind multiple times. So terrible lead. Again, go straight flyer. Get hit with the Munchlax. And I think you have to run, if you're going to run Munchlax in this league, I think you have to run it with Lick. I know PV Poke originally had Tackle as the best, and there are a few dark, well, Tackle was the best when there was like Umbreons coming everywhere. But with Lickitung gone, Umbreon's gone. Frostlass, I actually have not seen a ton of Frostlass, but like a bunch of Ghosts in Drifblim, a bunch of Steals in Empoleon, and all the other Steals that I mentioned already. Lick, I think, is the way to go. Where you, I guess, are a little worse is if you get against a like a dark Pokemon like Drapion, then you would obviously want Tackle. But I think if you're going to run Munchlax, use Lick. So they keep switch. Again, at this point, this is just a sacrifice. They're going to hit me with a Bulldoze, but like whatever. My only potential win con is Gastrodon. But it's not looking too good. And I'll talk about the hard counterness of this. And there's your Abomasnow, right? So, okay. What am I going to do here? And I guess I can talk about it now while I'm getting hard countered. First couple wins you saw, I basically hard countered my opponent. This one, no real win condition, pretty much hard countered. I forget my next 2 wins where I went 4-1 to 29-33. We'll see those in a minute here. But backline, Yeah, you're gonna see me get like a legend hard counter me, and I just like stop. I like, like maybe they'll throw this because some legends do that. I'm like, it's way too early, but I still make them. If you're gonna super hard counter me, I'm gonna make you beat me. So yeah, I'll show that coming up. But yeah, this game's over, and that's the problem. I think with this meta, badly you gotta get out of here. This one I go Gastrodon because I think the Mud Slaps are better. And oh, this team is like must be triple weak to Mud Slap if you're coming into a second one here. Caleb Pang has always argued that limited metas like this showcase your skill more. And I think to a certain extent that's true because if there's only like 20 to 30 Pokemon, it's more about matchups, it's more about how you can like get out of tricky situations. The problem what I found in this meta is that it's not 20 to 30 Pokemon. It's 10. And a lot of the 10 truly just hard counter each other, right? Like Bastiodon's going to kill Drifblim. Gastrodon and the fighters are going to kill Bastiodon. Gastrodon's going to beat the fighters. There's no like real answer to Gastrodon, so I think Gastrodon is actually much stronger in this meta than most things. Well, actually, Drifblim would cause Gastrodon a ton of problems, and then like there's just like not a lot of things to like maneuver out of. It just seems like a lot of time you're just like in trouble. So how do you get around that? You play Great League. Quite honestly, so that's why I got to 29-33. I'm like, okay, sweet, I may hit legend in this league, and then I got like 3 or 4 in a row losses just with like hard teams that I had really not a ton of shot of to win here, and it's just like, okay, I'm done with this league. I'll go to Open Great League now. So I think they made this cup because are they doing something with this region right now? I forget if they're doing something with this region. But yeah, cups like this where it's just like 1 or 2 like limited. I hate cups that is anything less than 3 typings, and even 3 typings is kind of rough too. Like if you're gonna do a limited cup, you have to do 4 or 5, and you really can't do just like a one Pokedex meta. It really does limit. It's not like the games. It's not like the OG games that you have 4 moves and you're each throwing 1 at a time and you can build a team of 6 and stuff like that, right? It's not like the OG games. This is a 3 versus 3 blind format. Some things you really feel the tankiness, and some things that you don't feel as much in the other ones. I feel like in the OG games. I feel like this one I did maneuver around a decent amount to win this. I'm pretty sure this is my 4-1, and then I think a bunch of hard counters are coming up. So yeah, if they're going to do limited metas, they got to do like 4 to 5 typings minimum, and they have to do maybe not just like 1 dex. Maybe I have 1 more to get to the win, although this is right now looking like a, depending on what they have in the back, probably a hard counter, right? So there's your steal. So I shield, I farm. They're already at it, so now they threw red on 5, so as long as I can get this down 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, I'll take it out on 5. That's fine. Come out with energy. Drifblim will come back in. It'll take the water pulses. I'll get Bastiodon back in, and then we'll just see what's in the back. I imagine that I'm probably going to beat it. It's probably going to be some sort of fighter because you have a Drifblim and you have an Empoleon. You probably have another fighter in the back, right? That's what I said on my top team. You should probably always run a fighter in most of this. Most of this league. So they'll take me out. I'll get my Bastiodon on them. They'll get a fighter. I will get the punish. I will take a 4-1 set. Throwing right away because if they have Shadow Ball, I'm going to lower it so it doesn't hurt me as much. And they let it go. Let's see what I do here. I think I can live having lowered their attack. And they do throw the Shadow Ball. Yeah, and I do live going for the lowering attack again just to ensure that these counters do not miraculously take me out, which I would be surprised as a flying ghost Pokemon if counters were to take me out, because that is 2 times resisted. How much does ghost resist here? Kind of a waste of a shield there. I thought I would get to a move and lower their attack to make it really, really easy, but that did not happen. But it is okay because, again, way too tanky for this to have any sort of chance. 4-1, 29-33. Legend was in sight. And then Legends came and said, nope, not today. Which is pretty good. Like, so here's a Legend. And here's a super, super hard counter. Gastrodon here. Come in Drifblim. I get hit with a Dark, which is running Bite at that. And then I'll have to get the Bastiodon back on their Gastrodon. And then they have a Razor Leaf for Abomasnow for my Gastrodon. And so I refuse to top left. I'm like, if you are truly going to hard counter me as a Legend like this, I'm going to make you take me out. And they do. Which is fine. There's like 5 weeks left in the season. I don't expect people to be throwing this early. Yeah, and so that's the problem. I like these limited cups are just like, what are you going to do? Yeah, so I'm back in the Open Great League. I got a team that I like. I did get back up to like 29 something, and then I had I was 1-3 in a set. I was 1-3 in a set, and I was like in a really good spot to win the matchup. And then I got the game crash, like freezing. The game freezes on me, and then doesn't let me do anything for 4 minutes, and then my phone crashes. I think it's something with Androids, in particular the Google Pixel Pro 7. I had it happen on my last phone too, but like it's happening constantly. So good lead. Actually, this is probably one where this person just outplayed me, because right now this is a great. Oh, I'm guess I know what this is. This is a double fighter team. I burned 1 shield because I want to keep switch. They have Lucario in the back, and I do just go Hex and Icy Wind to lower their attack, but then they bait me with a pup and boost their attack back up before they Shadow Ball me for the win. So yeah, this one was just needing to call that power up punch bait coming up here, which is always tricky to do. So well played on my opponent's part. Spoiler alert, there's your Lucario coming here. Again, there's no point of even baiting here, right? The hexes and resisted Icy Wind are like more than enough to take a Lucario, and my opponent recognizes that. Like these hexes are adding up. If they let that Icy Wind go, they'd be in the yellow, which like would make it almost easier for like the combo fast move damage here. But they beat me and get this off before I even get to a move. So takes me out, and then counter on a double resisted fighter, and yeah. So bad lead here. Have to switch into Drifblim, get hit with a Licky of all freaking things. But a normal, double resisting the Hex, doing super effective with the Licks, has a Shadow Ball. I take it low, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know if they hard counted me in the third one, but it was like, I got killed on the lead and killed on the switch here. So like, maybe Gastrodon is safer. Like, we did see a Razor Leafer, but that's like, there's not a ton of those. Maybe Gastrodon is safer, because it just seems like there's not a ton of grass, and that's pretty, and there's like, is there any electric? Pachirisu, if you've seen that, but like, that's pretty rare. So honestly, if I were to run this again, this team, which I won't because this meta sucks, I would run Gastrodon safe swap. I wonder if PV Poke updated. Frostlass. Frostlass is tough because your one charge move is a Body Slam, which is resisted. So they're just going to outpace you, and your Body Slam's resisted, so you can't really do much. has PvPoke updated it, or are they just like, this league sucks, screw updating it? They haven't even updated it yet. I mean, it was a Friday night and now it's Saturday when I'm shooting this. Yeah, this is going to go up Monday because I already got a Great League team, but just a heads up for all of you. This will be run again next week. Next week is Ultra League and this cup again in the Great League. So you have one of two things you can do. You can start learning the matchups and finding a team comp now in this league to do it next week when people are scared if they don't have the Pokemon to play Ultra League. Or you can play Ultra League. My feeling is that I'm probably going to play Ultra League next week. But I'll take a poll. But even now, again, Great League is open, so it's a tougher comparison. Right now, I would assume 90% of the people are playing Great League, 10% are playing this cup. Because when I was in the 2900 range, it took me 30 to 45 seconds to pair up with someone, which means that everyone's playing the Great League and not many people are playing this cup. Next week, maybe a little different when you only have Ultra League, and if people don't have the Ultra League Pokemon to compete, maybe they'll play this. We'll see. And then Master League, Evolution Cup, and then yeah, couple more weeks after that. That is it. Yeah, so Gastrodon very strong, Drifblim really good. If you want some more coverage with this, I think what I would do is actually put Empoleon on the lead, because you give up bulk, a ton of bulk, but against the other fighters and against Gastrodon, you're still probably losing, but you're not like getting destroyed like Bastiodon, which just gets like walled, right? On the other end, you're not walling stuff like Bastiodon does, but you like Empoleon for Bastiodon may not be a bad substitute, and then the other two are pretty strong. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.